All right. Shall we get into our first story of the night?
Speaking of old people,
Some ancients. The old Winnie the Pooh and Jones. Does Jones have a nickname? He's got like a
Shame Jones.
Shame Jones. Okay, Shame Jones in the news for being a little bit racist, quite racist, quite xenophobic. Comments made in the House. I think it was Tuesday, and this was a news story last night as well, and then it's a news story tonight because there's been some doubling down, and also some backing down. I think there's another one with down in it. So
That's
backing
always
down, it's a doubling
uncomfortable,
down.
isn't it?
So
It's always uncomfortable when you've taken a position and reinforced that position and then had to wind your fucking neck in.
But who's the one who had to do it? We'll have a listen. Hopefully you guys can
Jones's leader, Winston Peters, who took his own jabs at migrant MPs and the Greens, was equally unapologetic.
None of that person is actually preaching to you about how the world should be going globalist according to his standards.
Sorry, to give a context. So the comments were made towards a couple of Green MPs. I'm really bad with names. I believe he's a Mexican immigrant. Someone in the chat, please. I'm not looking at the chat.
Hernandez, I think. Francisco
Hernandez.
Yes.
Is that right? Yes. He was told to go back to Mexico. And there was also kind of comments generally made about the very diverse, which is a good thing, Green Party. And some people who are either maybe second generation or third generation New Zealanders, maybe of Chinese descent, and just generally, just yes, there we go. Ricardo Menendez March. Specifically, he was one that was targeted, and he has some comments to say as well. So there's the context of what he's about to say.
None of that person is actually preaching to you about how the world should be going globalist according to his standards. I'm a nationalist. I belong in this country. And I expect everybody here to guard him in the background.
Until Peters, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, got wind of disquiet in the diplomatic corps. The Embassy of Mexico told 3 News it's following up on the matter through diplomatic channels.
Have you had any briefing from MFAT officials that they are concerned?
About an hour later, a statement from a spokesperson for the Deputy Prime Minister saying the Deputy Prime Minister has been made aware of concerns raised by the Mexican ambassador with MFAT. He looks forward to seeing the ambassador at Waitangi next week to discuss the matter. It said Peters was a huge champion of the Mexico-New Zealand relationship, that he feels nothing but friendship for the Mexican people, and the back down. It said, in the heat of the moment, in the robust environment of Parliament, sometimes members say things when provoked that, on reflection, may have been expressed differently. The opposition calling on the PM to pull New Zealand First into line.
I think if the Prime Minister keeps being silent and showing a lack of leadership when it comes to the racism and xenophobia from within his ranks, what we're going to see is people on the ground feeling emboldened by this rhetoric.
If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen.
If these are the values of New Zealand First and the values of a Deputy Prime Minister and a Minister for Foreign Affairs, I don't think he's fit for the job. I don't think he's fit for both of those jobs.
Oh, anyway, Teddy. The Midnight Cowboy says that. What a joke you are for even thinking that he's credible.
I think you heard Winston say that his comments were not intended to be anti-immigrant, and that's not what he intended. And so fair enough for him. But I'd just say to you is that, they're not words that I would use. And as political leaders, we've all got a responsibility to be responsible for what we say.
It's not good enough. But that's indicative of the weak leadership that we've seen from him as a Prime Minister.
The rats do what Labor thinks.
Well, everybody just needs to watch their rhetoric. And actually what we're here to do is to focus on New Zealanders, and what they want us focused on is them.
The Prime Minister's relentless attempts to focus on the economy becoming harder to maintain by the day.
Wow.
As I keep saying, let the infighting begin.
Wow. Yeah.
Lots to stew on there.
Robust debate in the House, I said Mexicans go home, and maybe I should have used different words. Fuck off. What?
So he didn't say that. Jones said that, but he also said some things clearly. So
yeah, absolutely. He called
either
it
which
a
one
Mexican
worse is
standoff, which is a little bit funny, but also pouring petrol on that fire. Like, this all started with Shane Jones.
Oh. Chewie, no. Chewie, we lost Chewie.
I don't know. Yeah. Shane Jones being a blowhard and just feeling the notes a little bit and just going completely off book because someone that was born in another country got elected to our parliament said something he didn't like. So we hit the big red racism button, and because we've been thinking about Trump and his deportations. He thinks that's a good idea because they love Trump. New Zealand First loves Trump.
Nationalist.
And then the whole response is like, oh, if he doesn't like it, get out of Parliament. Like we've spoken at length about what a toxic place Parliament is. Now, it hasn't been helped. An official complaint was made to Jerry Brownlee. And in between asking for people to go and get Han Solo and the Wookiee, he came up with a judgment on what was going on, and apparently it's fine because things are out. An utterly weak decision from a weak man. Weakness right across the board here. Just pathetic. Luxon doesn't want to be associated with it. Doesn't think he should be. Does he realize? Has someone told him that he's the Prime Minister? That sometimes it's more than just tousling the hair of children at a school or playing cricket with a radio station morning crew, and sometimes it might pay if he shows a little bit of leadership. No. Yeah. I'm tired of Winston's needlessly combative shit with the media as well. Like, for someone that has a penchant for wearing fucking cowboy hats and literally riding a horse, for him to call Rawiri the Midnight Cowboy, A, I think it's meant as an insult. B, it sounds fucking cool, and Rawiri should just call himself that from now on. Just take it from Winston. And just shouting down anybody that has valid criticism about the fact that his 2IC went off and did a big racism.
Well, he didn't apologize for Jones. He just said, "Oh, I said something wrong. Look forward to the Mexico ambassador. I look forward to our meeting on Waitangi. Maybe I got a bit heated." Didn't apologize at all or say anything about Jones. He's just like, Jones can say what he wants. No. Jones is not going to back down.
Deputy Prime Minister, Foreign Affairs Minister, ambassador gets shitty. That is like if he showed strong leadership, he would have marched Shane Jones out to make an apology. Like, this is what I mean about there's weakness across the board. Like, they could have shut it down. Winston could have had a moment to go, oh, hang on, this is definitely going to get back to the Mexican ambassador. Pull your fucking head in, Shane. Luxon could have shown better leadership. Like, where is it? Where is it on that side of the house? It's not there. It's not there. Oh, Jerry Brownlee? No leadership there either. It's like a desert.
Considering that there was some... was it the other side where they were calling... Oh, it's a bloody haka. You know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That was apparently too much culture, inappropriate parliament behaviour, but, you know, telling someone to go back to Mexico is apparently not inappropriate.
Yeah. How did they think the only MP of Mexican descent would take that comment? You can't tell me that.
Oh,
Shane
me?
Jones
No, you must be talking about the other
person.
person.
It's just a general comment about deporting Mexicans. Like, just a ridiculous comment to make. So dumb, because that's all they've got. That's all Shane Jones has got. He's just got insults, and fucking the man loves the smell of his own farts. Like, true. You know, he gets home, locks himself in his office, and lets fly because it's like he made it himself. He loves it. Loves it. Shane, you can come on the show and correct us if you like.
Yeah.
You won't. But you can.
I feel like he's one of those people that would. I think he'd be quite happy to try and tell us to GTFO. But He won't, so that's fine by me. Should we get to some super chats? Because I think there was a few people that were talking about how shitty this whole situation is.
Straight out the gates. Yep, absolutely.
Shane
you've got them.
House Decorum Jones. Utter hypocrisy. Thanks, NZ Random. We got a late fee from Kooky Nick. $5. Late. Happy viewers.
Cookie!
Wait, have you not been here? Oh, thank you.
No, he hasn't been here. He's been notable in his absence. But he was moving from
Here you
the
go,
very
Hamburg,
bottom of the South Island,
Oh.
further up north. He went on a big mission. So yeah, hope all is well with you, bud.
Thanks for the 15 subs. Congrats. It was a pretty cool achievement. Citizen Girl, $5. What I would like to say to you is they're not words I'd use. Yes, I heard that too. There's another part earlier where he said, yeah, I think it was that. What I would say to you is I would not say those words. Yeah.
So,
There was
so
he
let's
said
workshop
it
that.
twice where he awkwardly what I would say to you is these are not the words I would say. And it was really awkward.
That's not the question you were asked. You know, what I would say to you is I'm going to have a talk to my deputy leader and tell him to get his party in order. This is not what I expect from my side of the house. That would be leadership. That would be something that Luxon would not recognize, be completely alien to him, because he is not very good at this.
Yeah. Even from a management perspective, you'd expect someone to.
Oh, it's just
I
weak.
don't know.
It's
Yeah.
just weak. There's no other word for it.
Thanks, citizen. Rajan. I now see New Zealand First supporters are saying immigrants shouldn't be MPs. Interesting, considering a Senati Taylor who was born in Samoa was an NZ First MP. There you go. Yeah, I did show the bit in there where Ricardo was saying that it's laying the grounds for anti-immigrant sentiment. There you go.
Oh, and look, that's something that the Green Party especially is very used to being on the receiving end. How many times do you see in comment sections about Julie Magenta that she's got a North American accent and she should fuck off back to her own country rather than pointing out that we could do things a different way here? And there are many comments about Ricardo as well about the fact that he is Mexican. You see it in every comment section, and I would like to think that the elected leaders of this country can conduct themselves better than a New Zealand Herald comment section. That's just the bar you need to clear. You know, it's fucking minimal. You know, there are a bunch of MPs representing communities right across the country that were not born in this country. And I bet every single one of them noticed that one of their colleagues was targeted in this way. Now, that's on both sides, by the way. I want to see some leadership from immigrant MPs on both sides of the house on this sort of discussion, because it is beneath all of them. If they want to carry that title, the Right Honourable, show some honour.
Sure. Kiwi Burherb. I want to deport Shane Jones out of Parliament for $2. Yes. How old is he now?
Look, I think we could. I think we can do better than that. I think Shane Jones should be the first New Zealander in space.
It's funny how many MPs get shuffled out for things, but
I cannot believe
his offences are obviously too far apart that people just go, oh, another Shane Jones. Oh, another Shane Jones. But then, you know, it's like, oh, you did that one thing and they're just kicked out. Like, which one is it?
Yeah, Shane Jones's career is interesting. The things that he is known for, the basically the I was going to say borderline scandals. The scandals that he's had, I don't know why he's still there. I honestly don't know why he's still there. And as everybody looks at Winston and go, you are not going to last forever. Is Shane Jones next on the block? Wow. Like, this is why Winston's still around. Winston goes, New Zealand first goes.
Yep. And it was very much on the cusp of that last election, because did he run in the previous election and then came back the previous election and then came back for the last election?
Yeah, he lost. He did very, very badly.
Yeah.
And that's why he ended up courting cookers, because they were the only people that would have him. So I mean, this is the nature of the man. He is unkillable. And we've said many times on the show, the reason that he is there now, the reason that Shane Jones was able to do a great big racism in the House, and that everybody was to show that they had big old rubbery spines and not an absolute sense of leadership, comes back to the Prime Minister, again, leaving the door open for Winston and not ruling him out. We can't forget that. Every time Shane Jones or Winston Peters does something fucking stupid, it is because Luxon didn't want to rule him out, that he was so unconfident that ACT and New Zealand First could carry the day, that he wanted to leave the door open a little bit, maybe a window open a little bit, so Winston could come in from the cold. So that's on you. That's on you, Luxon. It's all on you.